Grasshopper Scripts Every Architect Should Know About. This tutorial is a summarized version of the previous tutorial. In this one, I will focus only on the Grasshopper part without going deep into how to model the reference Rhino geometry. However, I will add a link for the full version in which I explain in detail how to model the reference Rhino geometries and the Grasshopper scripts. This tutorial is about contouring. Contouring has tons of architectural application. It can be used to generate organic steps like this. It can also be used to generate the floors of a tower with green terraces, like these examples. It also can be used to generate structure for complex shapes or complex wide span structures. It can also be used to generate this type of parametric louvers. This tutorial requires a basic knowledge about Rhino, so if you are a beginner, I would recommend you to check my Rhino beginner course for architect. You can find it in my YouTube channel page in playlist, which is this one, and I will add the link in the description below. Now you can support the channel and download all the source files from the Patreon page. I'm going to leave the link in the description below. Okay, so basically, to learn how to create this Grasshopper script, we first need to know the required steps to model it in Rhino. So basically, this model is created using 4 steps. Step number 1, creating a surface from curves using loft command. Step number 2, adding thickness to this surface using offset surface command. Step number 3, using contour in Z direction to take horizontal cross sections from output polished surface with a specific distance. Step number 4, extrude the output curves in Z direction with the same value of the contour distance. And here we go, this is how to model this organic stairs in Rhino. But now if I made any adjustment to the curves, the stairs will not update. Also, I will have to repeat these 4 steps to test different design options. And of course, this is going to be very, very time consuming. So we can use Grasshopper to automate these 4 steps and save a lot of time. So to open Grasshopper, type Grasshopper, or you can open it from here, from standard, from here. To import this curve inside Grasshopper, double click here to bring this search box and type curves. Then right click, set multi curves, select curve 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure to select them in the right order. Then we want to create a loft, so double click and type loft. So the loft didn't work well, so we will use the loft option. So type loft option. Use it here, and in the adjustment we are going to use pooling toggle and set it to true. So now the loft surface is fine. Now we want to add a thickness to this surface. I'm going to use offset B-rep. This is a surface, but to generalize the script, it is better to use offset B-rep to make it work with poly surfaces too. Because if we have polylines instead of curves, the output is going to be a poly surface, not a single surface. So double click and type offset B-rep. But this component is from a plugin named Bablos. I will add the link for it in the description below. So import the loft surface here. And for the distance, let's add a slider. So double click and type 0.000 and then 1. So the range is going from 0 to 1. And I'm going to add maybe 2 digits would be fine. Let's make the thickness 0.5. And here let's name this. So right click and type surface thickness. Let's bring it here. This one, we are not going to change this one. So keep it here. Let's import the thickness here. Okay, so I imported it in the wrong place. So hold Ctrl-Shift to remove it and place it here. So here we go. We have our thickness. Now let's type contour. Let's import it. The direction is Z. So double click and type Z, unit Z, the direction. Hold Ctrl-Shift and remove from the distance with it here. So this is the direction and the distance. So let's double click and bring a slider with 2 digits and maximum 1. Let's type 0.15. Let's come here, right click and rename it riser height. So this is for the distance. So here we go. We have our contour curves. Now we want to convert these curves into surface. So I'm going to type surface, import it here. Not all the curves are closed. This is not a big deal anyway. So type extrude, and we are going to extrude also in the Z. So I'm going to add an amplitude component. So the vector is going to be the Z, and the thickness is going to be the same 0.15. And this is our surface. And select all of these, pressing the mouse middle button, and hide them from here, and select everything. And let's make all of this group. So press Ctrl-G to make them group. Click and let's name this organic stairs. And now we can, of course, if we came here and start maybe playing around with the curves, as you can see, everything will update. This is why Grasshopper is amazing for testing variations. And if you want to preview it in a better way, we can use custom preview. It's clearer now. You can increase maybe the riser height, maybe 0.25. And play around, maybe move this down. Also moving this down. By the way, these curves, I made these curves stop differently. We can rebuild them in Rhino, rebuild them, and don't make them stop differently. At control point 10, but without making them stop differently. This will make them a little bit more flexible when editing. As you can see, there are some missing steps here, and this is because there are some curves that Grasshopper didn't manage to convert them into surfaces. So to fix this problem, we can just try to move the curves a little bit horizontally. I only moved the curve, so by the way, the starting point of this contour is usually is always 0, unless you import here a specific point, and maybe this was the thing that made the problem. Anyway, now we can test this in any, I'll show you the powerful of Grasshopper. So after we created this script, we can test it in any curves. So just by drawing these curves, we can come here, right click and set multi-curves, select this one, and this one. And just in a few seconds, you'll have your stairs, and you can control it however you want. You can make it maybe 0.45 to create some kind of seatings, or 0.15 to create steps, etc. This is why Grasshopper is amazing. You can start editing the curves, and the surface will update. Also, in the custom preview, we can add a custom material. So we can type material. This one, you can add swatch color or the diffuse material. You can make it maybe double click on it and choose maybe some kind of gray color or something. And also you can play around with the transparency and etc. Okay, so this is for the contouring. Now let's pick our geometry. As you can see, we have some missing steps here. We can fix them by moving the curves a little bit horizontally, maybe by a value of 0.1. And yeah, this fixed it. We can pick it again. And here you go. It is fixed. There is no missing steps. And of course, we can test a lot of other variations by using different curves. Okay, now let's see how to model the towers. So I'm going to hide this layer. And let's show the tower layer. So the towers is going to be almost the same. We have these curves. I'm going to use loft to create the surface, then contour, then extrude. So I'm going to open Grasshopper. Let's select this script, Control C, Control V. I'm just going to hide all the component of this script. So I'm going to select all this component, click on the mouse middle button, and click here to hide everything. So now for this one, I'm going just to change the range of this slider. So for this one, let's set it to minimum 0, and the maximum let's set it 6 meter, and this is going to be the floor to floor height. So let's change the name to floor height and press OK. And we are not going to need the Pablo's offset beer component, so I'm going to delete this one. We will only need this loft surface, and we might need to cap it. So type cap here, and let's select the curve. So let's come here, right click, set multi curve, select this one, and this one, right click. And first, I'll show you something. By the way, for this one we might need to check the loft options. So there are different types of loft. So for example, here if I type loft, select this one in Rhino, right click. As you can see, you'll find here normal, loose, and here tight, straight, here uniform, and each option gives you a different form of surface. So we might need to change them. So the type is this one, and it takes a value from 0 to 5. So let's create a slider, double click, from 0 to 5. 1 for, as you can see here, 1 for uniform, 0 for normal, 1 for loose, 2 for tight, 3 for straight, 5 for uniform. Let's keep it for 1 now. Let's name this loft type. We're not going to need this one, so let's delete this one. Select all these inputs and let's align them here. So this is our surface, and we cap it. Let's import it here. But first, this one I'm going to set it to 4 meter for floor height, and the direction is going to be Z also. So let's place it here and see what we will get. As you can see here, we have the floors. If we start adjusting the curves, maybe something like this. Let's select all these curves, press F10, and let's, by the way, in the material, I think I need to make it a little bit transparent to be able to see these curves. So in the transparency is a value from 0 to 1. 0 means opaque and 1 means transparent. So let's add a slider from 0 to 1, and let's make it 0.8. Let's right click and let's name it transparency. Let's make it maybe 0.2. So yeah, this is the transparency. You can select this one, start moving it. By the way, you can also, let's hide all this input. So select all of this, click in the mouse middle button, and choose this one. You can play around with the types. As you can see, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Yeah, they can give us a few variations. As you can see, if you came here, as you can see, this is how the loft surface will look. This one is the loose one. Let's keep it normal. You get the idea anyway. We can play around with the curves, and this will give us different designs. And when you are done, we will pick this component. But anyway, let's 0.6 floor to floor height. And when you finish, you can come here, right click, pick the group, go here to the layer and place it in the floors. And there is another option to create more organic shapes. You can use sub-D. So here I modeled this sub-D geometry, but we will need to create a copy. So I'm going to select all this component, Control C, Control V. Let's select this one and hide for now. Now we already have a complete geometry, so we don't need actually all of this. So I only need a geometry component. Set right click, set one geometry, set this one. Let's give it and place it here in the shape. And here you go. We have our script. We don't need all of this. And we can control only the floor to floor height. But of course, if you want to edit, we can edit the geometry itself, and the form will update based on our updated geometry. Let's start maybe adjusting things like this and so on. So yeah, you get the idea. And when you are done, you can come here, right click and make a group, set in the floors. So this is for the towers with terraces. As you can see, we managed to create this complex shape in no time. When you finish, you can hide the sub-D. Okay, now let's see how to generate the structure for complex form. So I'm going to hide this layer. So the white span structure. So I already prepared these curves. We're going to use the similar technique to the one that we used in the first tutorial, but we're going to make the contouring in this direction, which is going to be the Y for the main frames and in X direction for the secondary beams. So let's open Grasshopper. I'm going to copy this one. So Control C, Control V. Let's place it down here. By the way, we can rename this group. So name this one towers with terraces. Select this name, Control V and Control C, and give me right click and Control V. And yeah, let's select all of these, click the mouse middle button and hide everything. Let's come here. Okay, so for this one, you know what? Let's create it from scratch. I'm going to delete everything. So type curve, double click, type curves, right click, select multi curve, select this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and right click. Make sure to select all of them in the right order. Type loft, select them. The loft here is fine, but we can also add loft option. Is it here? Type Boolean toggle. Select it here and double click. So this is our loft surface. Now we need to add thickness, and this thickness is going to be the depth of the frames. So I'm going to use offset prerib again from Bubbles plugin. Select the prerib, and the thickness is going to be with a tolerance of 2 digits. So type 0.00 and less than 4 for maximum depth of 4 meters. It's going to be the structure depth. So right click and type structure depth. Let's say 1.5 meters, and let's place it here in the distance. We have some kind of problems here. So to fix it, you might need just to reverse the direction. So for the value, I'm going to add a negative component. Let's hold Control Shift to remove this one and place it here, and then place it here. Hold Control Shift and place it here in the distance. So there you go. Now it looks way better. Okay, now we are going to use contour. Type contour. And this is going to be the shape, and the direction is going to be here in the green axis, which is a Y. So type Y unit Y, and it's going to be the direction, and the distance is going to be the spacing between the frames. So double click and type slider from 0.00, so accuracy of 2 digits, and the maximum is going to be 8 meters. Let's double click and make it 4. Right click and let's name it structure spacing, and let's place it here. So here you go, we have our frames. And of course, the start of the contour is here in the 0, 0. So if we move this to maybe something like this, the first frame is going to be something like this. So the first frame is at the beginning here. Okay, so now we want to add thickness to this frame. So let's convert them into surface. So SRF to bring a surface, and type extrude. So we're going to extrude this direction in the same, we are going to extrude this surface in the same Y direction. So type amplitude, and the direction is going to be the Y, and the value, we are going to add another slider from 0.0, accuracy of 2 digits, and the maximum maybe 1. And this is going to be just the frame thickness. Let's make it maybe 0.5, and amplitude, direction, and the base. So here we go, we have our frames. Let's add the geometry. Let's place this component, this output in it, and let's rename it main structure. So it's for the main structure. For the secondary structure, we are going to use the main all this technique, but we are going to make it in the different direction, and it's going to be, of course, the values are going to be different. So select all of this, but without the surface. The surface is going to be the same. So I'm going to select all of this, hold Shift and select this two. This one, Control C, Control V. It came here. So I'm going to change this one to X unit. So hold Control Shift to remove this and place it here. So you go have the secondary beams. Of course, the spacing is going to be maybe 2, and the depth is going to be maybe 0.5, and the frame thickness maybe 0.25 for the secondary beams. So select all of this, press Control G, and select all of this, and press Control G, and select all of this, and click on the mouse middle button, and let's hide all of this. So you go have the secondary beams and the main frames. Of course, there are some weird parts here. Oh, okay. So here for the surface, I'm going to use another component instead of surface. Let's type surface, boundary surface, which is this one, boundary surface. You can type double click and type boundary surface, or you can find it here. So hold Control Shift and place this here and here. Let's change this one, double click, type boundary surface. Click boundary surface, hold Control Shift, remove this one, hold Control Shift, place this one here, and then place this one here. This will give us linear structure. There are some things that we might need manual adjustment, like this one, but yeah, this is fine for now. We can start editing the curves and the structure will update. So this is amazing. And we can add, of course, custom preview like this one. So we can select this one, Control C, Control V, came here, this one here, and copy it again, Control C, Control V, place this one here, select this one, and came here. Click on the mouse middle button and hide everything, and here, mouse middle button and view the structure with the material. The amazing thing here is that we can control everything. We can adjust the spacing, maybe increase this spacing, maybe increase this one to 3, maybe. We can play around with the depths, 2 meters. And if we start adjusting the curves, everything will update based on it. So we can test the same script in different curves. So with these curves, we can come here, right click, set multi curves. This one, right click. We have our structure. But by the way, as you can see now, the structure is above the curves, not beneath it. So to adjust this one, we can just remove the negative from here. You know what? Let's remove the negative completely from here. And here too. Let's double click in the structure, and let's make it from -4 to 4. So whenever you find the structure is above the curves, make sure to switch to a different value. So for example, if I set this to -2, if I set it to 2, it's under the curves. So exactly. Now after the script is finished, we can use it with different input to test different variations, and this is going to take from us only a few minutes. Okay, now let's see how to create the parametric louvers. So let's go to layers. I'm going to hide this layer and let's open this one. So for the parametric louvers, it's very, very similar. It's almost the same as the one for the structure. So I'm going to select all the scripts, Control C, Control V, move it down like this. And I'm going to keep the one in the X direction because we're going to use contouring and in the X direction too. So I'm going to delete this one. So select this, delete this one too. And we're not going to need the offset direct. So delete this one too. And this one slider, and let's use this to the shape directly. And we're not going to need this one. Let's move this like this. So we're going to use these curves to create a loft surface. We're going to close it using cap holes. And then we're going to use the output direct to create the louvers. So we're going to use contours. This one is going to be the louvers spacing. And this one is going to be the louvers thickness. So let's came here, right click, set multiple. So this one, and this one, and right click. So we have our geometry. Let's hide this one. With the mouse middle button and hide it. And let's view this one, clicking the mouse middle button and click here. So here we go, we have our louvers. Of course, the spacing 2 meters is too much. I'm going to change the range. The minimum, let's make it 0, and the maximum, let's make it 1 meter. It's okay. And the thickness, let's make it the maximum 1 meter. Of course, 1 meter is too much too. So I'm going to make the spacing maybe 0.25, and the thickness maybe 0.05, or maybe 0.1. So make it maybe 0.05, and the spacing maybe 0.4. So it's 0.1. Yeah, this louver starts to look cool. To solid mode. So now, as you can see, if we start making any adjustment to these curves, the louvers will update. This is why this is amazing. And when you are done, we can come here, right click, pick the group. Let's go to the parametric louver layer, and let's place it as a layer, the louvers. And of course, let's name this one to louvers. And here you go. We will have our louvers inside Rhino. If you want to learn more about how to create these base Rhino models, you can check the long version of this tutorial or the Rhino beginner course for architects. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, and see you later.